Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now March 6th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans have been very curious, worried, and excited about the future of the Star Wars franchise and exactly where it's going by Disney and Lucasfilm, and exactly how they're going to handle the future of this franchise throughout the 2020s. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that we do know about Star Wars is that, of course, it's heading in a better direction ever since Disney's CEO Bob Chapek took over Bob Iger. A lot of adjustments are being made over at Lucasfilm in order to create a brighter future for this Star Wars brand that has been around for decades. Now, when we look at The Last Jedi and, of course, The Rise of Skywalker, these two particular movies, a lot of fans had issues with these two movies. With The Last Jedi, that was the movie that caused the divide between Star Wars fans, and The Rise of Skywalker was a movie that went through so many reshoots, so many rewrites, to the point where it really felt like it was all out of the place in the first two acts of Episode 9. So, the thing about Kathleen Kennedy, thankfully as of now, she no longer has creative control over many of the existing Star Wars projects in the early development phase moving forward. The thing that's really great about this, though, is that, of course, Kathleen Kennedy also is actually said to be exiting Lucasfilm sometime next year in 2021. However, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing is, of course, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars universe, as well as their new Star Wars trilogy of films. It's explained that Disney has multiple plans in place in order to reunite the fans around the world, to create a better future for Star Wars, and that they are looking to make things right for the fans. It's noted that during and after the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker, when Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy was questioned about Rian Johnson and his film, The Last Jedi, Kathleen Kennedy went on to state her reaction to the fan backlash, where she said that the fans are wrong about Rian Johnson's direction with Star Wars, and that they need to understand that he had an original vision for fans. Additionally, Kathleen Kennedy went on to state that she realized at times that Rian Johnson was even more creative than George Lucas at times during The Last Jedi, and that she was that impressed with Rian's work that The Last Jedi blew her away so much to the point where she realized Rian Johnson was going to be the next George Lucas, if not better, and that this is exactly why she decided to give him his own trilogy. However, since the premiere of Episode 9, Rian Johnson's trilogy has been up in the air in the meantime, leaving fans wondering as to where it will stand, since Bob Chapek has a plan to put an end to it all and separate Rian's trilogy into 3 separate Star Wars movies. So, the thing about all of this just shows us how blind Kathleen Kennedy really is, right? Now, Kathleen Kennedy, as head of Lucasfilm, we do know that she has been very incompetent as the president of all things Star Wars, that she really doesn't truly understand what Star Wars really is at the end of the day, and that really is the ultimate truth. We've seen a prime example of this, with, a lot of directions that she has actually brought Star Wars in for the fans. So, whenever you think about Rian Johnson is the very person that created the trouble over at Lucasfilm, all these, problems going on for The Rise of Skywalker's production, for canceling over 10 years worth of Star Wars movies that are now being converted over into TV shows for Disney+, such as the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series used to be an actual Kenobi movie. So, with that being said, I really don't believe, Kathleen Kennedy's perception on how Rian Johnson is better than George Lucas at times within The Last Jedi, and that's exactly why she gave him his very own trilogy of movies. I really just don't believe that. I think that this is her covering herself up of her decision of choosing Rian Johnson to really take on the future of Star Wars. Now, that was really the mind-blowing thing to me. I don't know about you guys, but it really was mind-blowing to me that Rian got his own trilogy before The Last Jedi even released. And when Kathleen Kennedy got to see the final cut of it, that's when they came to the final decision to give him his own trilogy, because they were that impressed and blown away. Now, like I said, when you look at Star Wars overall, we've had a lot of issues with Disney Star Wars. Not so much Rogue One, and maybe a little bit within Solo: A Star Wars Story, But other than that, I mean, it really was all The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Those are the two big main movies. And when you look at everything by Kathleen Kennedy, it's very good that she no longer has creative control over these new Star Wars films. That's absolutely something to look forward to, because it's really going to show us, the fans, that there is going to be change, that there is going to be a shift in tone in new Star Wars material, whether it be TV shows, movies, whatever have you, right? Video games, etc. So I'm really looking forward to the coming years of Star Wars. I really am. I was getting quite tired of Kathleen Kennedy's, input on Star Wars, and thankfully that has come to an end. It just shows us how incompetent she really is, especially with her view of Rian Johnson. That's just my take on things. I would like to hear what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.